Hello students, welcome to the course Urban Local Governance. I am Dr. Padmavati from Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, College of Engineering, Guindy, Anna University, Chennai. Well students, we will learn about functions of local governance in today's session. After going through this module, you will be able to explain about the functional items of rural and urban local governance and subjects of 11th and 12th schedule of Indian Constitution related to the local governance, and also about the schemes for rural and urban local governance. Local government plays a vital role in the overall development of a region by undertaking various functions and responsibilities. In India, local governments are responsible for infrastructure development, agricultural maintenance, licensing, economic development, taxation, planning and implementation of various schemes. In this module, the learners will be able to understand the functional items of rural and urban local governance. Let's understand rural local government. What are all the functional items? As we know, the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992 has brought about a significant transformation in the functioning of rural local bodies in India. The Act provided constitutional status to Panchayati Raj Institutions and has empowered them with the responsibility of implementing various development schemes and programs at the grassroots level. It has empowered the people at the grassroots level to participate in the decision making process and has made the Panchayati Raj Institutions more accountable to the people they serve. And the Act has also provided a framework for the effective functioning of Panchayati Raj institutions and has enabled them to play a crucial role in economic and social development of rural areas in India. The Panchayati Raj institutions have become an important tool for promoting democracy, social justice and empowerment in rural India. So, the functional items of rural local government or the Panchayati Raj institutions in India are varied and wide ranging. So, let us understand from the 11th schedule of Indian Constitution, which indicates the article 243G, which consists of the details regarding the rural local governance and its functional items. There are about 29 functional items in the 11th schedule. Let us look at one by one. Number 1, agriculture, including agriculture extension activities, will be carried on under this section. Land improvement, which also includes the implementation of land reforms, land consolidation and soil conservation, followed by we have minor irrigation, water management and watershed development, etc. And also we have animal husbandry, dairying and poultry, fisheries, social forestry and farm forestry, minor forest produce, small scale industries including food processing industry. Also it includes khadi, village, cottage industries and rural housing. And the 11th schedule also includes drinking water facilities, provisions related to fuel and fodder, roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways and other means of communications. And the 11th schedule also includes rural electrification, which includes the distribution of electricity, and the provisions related to non-conventional energy sources, poverty alleviation programs, education, which includes primary and secondary schools, and technical training and vocational educations, also adult and non-formal educations, and it also includes libraries. The 11th schedule also includes cultural activities, markets and fairs, health and sanitation, which includes hospital, primary health care centers and dispensaries, family welfare, women and child development, social welfare, which includes welfare of the handicapped and mentally retarded, and welfare of the weaker sections, in particular of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes, public distribution system, and lastly we have the maintenance of community assets. Let us look at the rural infrastructure as a whole. One of the primary responsibilities of rural local governance or the Panchayati Raj institution is to develop and maintain infrastructure in their respective rural areas. This includes construction and maintenance of roads, bridges, public buildings, drainage systems, water supply systems and sewage systems. Hence, the local government is also responsible for street lighting, solid waste management, public transportations in rural areas, also to ensure that these services are provided in a timely and efficient manner, and they meet the needs of the rural population as well. Provisions related to basic amenities. The functional items of rural government in India also includes the provisions of basic amenities and services such as water supply, sanitation and waste management to rural areas. Provisions related to health and education. These functions, Panchayati Raj Institutions are also responsible for a range of other activities which includes promotion of health, education services in rural areas, protection of natural resources and the promotion of environmental sustainability. And rural development schemes and programs. One of the primary functions of Panchayati Raj Institution is the implementation of rural development programs, schemes which are aimed at improving the socio-economic conditions of rural population. These include poverty alleviation programs, rural employment generating schemes, infrastructure development programs such as rural roads, irrigation facilities and electrification. Let's discuss about some of the current schemes or programs which has been offered by Ministry of Rural Development in India. As we know, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act provides a number of entitlements to rural workers through a series of provisions in the law. While the Act makes provisions for 100 days work per rural household in the year. And we also have Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana for Gramin, what we in short call it as PMAYG. This particular scheme aims at providing a Pakka house with basic amenities to all the houseless householder and those households living in Kacha and dilapidated houses. We also have Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, what we call it as in short PMGSY, was launched by the Government of India to provide connectivity to unconnected habitations as part of a poverty reduction strategy. Followed by we also have National Social Assistance Program, in short what we call it as NSAP, is a welfare program being administered by the Ministry of Rural Development. This program is being implemented in rural areas as well as urban areas. These programs are intended to secure for the citizens adequate means of livelihood, raise the standard of living, improve public health and provide free compulsory education for children, etc. We also have a scheme called Ajivika Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, which is part of the National Rural Livelihood Mission, was launched by the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India in June 2011. This particular scheme has been to aid in part through investment support by the World Bank. The mission also aims at creating efficient and effective institutional platforms of the rural poor, enabling them to increase household income through sustainable livelihoods enhancements and improved access to financial services. We also have Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, what we call it as SAGY. The main objective of this particular scheme are to trigger the process which lead to holistic development of the identified Gram Panchayats to substantially improve the standard of living and quality of life of all sections of the population through improved basic amenities, higher productivity, enhanced human development, better livelihood opportunities, reduced disparities, access to rights and entitlements, wider social mobilization and also to enrich the social capital. We also have Mission Antyodaya, which is a scheme of a convergence and accountability framework aiming to bring optimum use and management of resources allocated by 27 ministries or the Department of Government of India under various programs for the development of rural areas. It is envisaged at state-led initiative with Gram Panchayat as the focal points of convergence efforts. We also have Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Ruban Mission. This particular scheme has been established to stimulate local economic development and to enhance basic services and create well-planned rural clusters. If you notice this term rural, which indicates the cluster of rural as well as urban, that's why in short we call it as rural clusters. The larger outcome of this particular scheme has been to bridge the gap between rural and urban divide, such as economic, technological and those related to facilities and services. Secondly, to stimulate the local economic development with emphasis on reduction of poverty and unemployment in the rural areas. Followed by this particular mission is also envisaged to spread development in the region, also attract investment in the rural areas. Therefore, the overall functional items of rural local governance in India are diverse and complex and require a range of skills and expertise to effectively manage it. So, the Panchayati Raj institutions play a crucial role in the development of rural areas in India and acting as a key player in the promotion of economic growth, social welfare and environmental sustainability through some of the schemes whatever we have just discussed just a while ago. Which of the following is not a rural development scheme? Your options are Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. Your answer would be Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. This is a scheme which has been aimed to support the urban development. So, our question was which of the following is not a rural development. So, all other three schemes will support the rural development schemes except Atal Mission. Now, let us look at the functional items of urban local government. So, the functional items of urban local government generally refers to a specific area in which the urban local bodies carry out their responsibility and functions. These functional items are broadly classified into two categories. They are obligatory functions or discretionary functions. Obligatory functions are those which are mandatory and have to be performed by the urban local bodies, while discretionary functions are those which may be performed at the discretion of the urban local bodies. Let us look at what are the obligatory functions all consist of. Some of the obligatory functions of urban local bodies include providing and maintaining water supply, sewage, drainage system, solid waste management, street lighting, maintenance of public parks and playgrounds, and provisions of health services in the urban areas. The urban local bodies are also responsible for providing basic services such as birth and death registration, issuance of trade licenses and collection of property taxes. So, some of the discretionary functions, apart from these mandatory functions, the urban local bodies may also perform discretionary functions such as urban planning and development, promoting tourism, public transportation, constructions and maintenance of public buildings and providing social welfare services. So, to look at the subjects of 12th schedule which has been mentioned in the article 243W, which indicates the powers and authority and responsibilities of municipalities and etc. So, let us look at this what this particular schedule is all about and how it is related to local urban governance. 12th schedule of Indian Constitution contains the powers, authority and responsibilities of municipalities, and it was added by the 74th Amendment Act of 1992. This schedule contains about 18 functional items which are placed within the purview of municipalities as given below. Number 1, urban planning including town planning, regulation of land use and constructions of building, planning for economic and social development, roads and bridges, water supply for domestic, industrial and commercial purposes, public health, sanitation, conservancy and solid waste management. It also includes fire services, urban forestry, protection of the environment and promotion of ecological aspects in the urban areas, and safeguarding the interest of weaker sections of the society including the handicapped and mentally retarded. Also it includes slum improvement and upgradation. So, this particular article also includes urban poverty alleviation, provisions of urban amenities and facilities such as parks, garden and playgrounds, promotion of cultural, educational and aesthetic aspects, burials and burial grounds, cremations, cremation grounds and electric crematoriums, cattle ponds, preventions of cruelty to animals, vital statistics which includes registration of births and deaths, public amenities which also includes the street lighting, parking lots, bus stops and public conveniences, regulation of slaughterhouses and tanneries. So, these are the functional items which are very crucial for increasing the welfare of local people in the urban areas. So, now let us look at the urban infrastructure taking clue from this 12th schedule. And one of the primary responsibility of local government is to develop and maintain infrastructure in the respective areas. This includes construction and maintenance of roads, bridges, public buildings, drainage systems, water supply systems and sewage systems. So, the development of infrastructure is crucial for the overall development of the region and provides better living conditions for the residents in the urban areas. For example, the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation in Gujarat has implemented a project called Sabarmati Riverfront Development Project to develop a public space along with the riverfront that includes parks, garden, recreational areas for the citizen. And urban infrastructure will also include water supply. So, water supply is one of the most important functional items of urban local bodies. The urban local bodies are responsible for ensuring that there is a continuous and adequate supply of safe drinking water to all residents of the city. This includes the construction and maintenance of water treatment plants, water storage tanks and distribution networks. With respect to sewage and drainage system, sewage and drainage systems are also crucial functions of urban local bodies. These systems are responsible for the collection, treatment and disposal of water waste and storm water. So, the urban local bodies are responsible for constructing and maintaining these systems to ensure the proper disposal of waste and prevent flooding. Solid waste management is the another important functional items of urban local bodies. This includes collection, transportation and disposal of solid waste generated by households, commercial establishments and industries. So, these urban local bodies are responsible to ensure that the waste is collected and disposed of in a safe and environment friendly manner. Street lighting is another important function of urban local bodies, as we were just discussing, and this is necessary for maintaining public safety and reducing crime rates in the city. So, the urban local bodies are responsible for the installation and maintenance of street lights in the city, and they also include maintenance of public parks and playgrounds, and areas are essential for providing recreational facilities to the residents of the city. And street lighting is also responsible for maintaining these areas to ensure that they remain clean and safe for public use as well. And health services, the provisions of health service is also an obligatory function of urban local bodies, which includes construction and maintenance of health centers, hospitals and clinics. The urban local bodies are also responsible for ensuring that the residents of the city have access to the basic healthcare services. Overall functions of the urban local bodies in India are diverse and complex and require a range of skills and expertise to effectively manage it. The urban local bodies play a crucial role in the development of urban areas in India and are key players for the promotion of economic growth, social welfare and environmental sustainability. With reference to agricultural maintenance, local government are responsible for ensuring that the agricultural sector in their region runs smoothly, which includes providing support for farmers in terms of seeds, fertilizer and irrigation facilities. They also take measures to prevent soil erosion, improve soil quality and promote crops diversification. For instance, the government of Telangana has launched a program called Rityu Bandhu scheme to provide financial assistance to farmers for purchasing seeds and fertilizers. Licensing, local governments play a crucial role in facilitating communication between the state government and the citizen. They act as a liaison between the two and ensuring that the policies and schemes of the state government are implemented effectively in their respective areas. They also collect feedback and suggestions from the citizens and communicate them to the state government. For example, the Maharashtra state government has established the Maharashtra Urban Local Bodies Federation to facilitate communication between the state government and the urban local bodies. Looking at the economic development perspective, local governments are responsible for promoting economic development in their respective regions. This includes attracting investments, providing support to small, medium enterprises and creating employment opportunities. They also encourage entrepreneurship and innovation by providing necessary infrastructure resources. For instance, the government of Andhra Pradesh has launched the Ease of Doing Business program to attract investments and promote economic growth in the state. Regarding taxation, local governments are responsible for collecting taxes from the citizens and using them for the development of the region as well. So, they collect property tax, entertainment tax and other taxes as per the local laws. The revenue generated from the taxes is used for the development of infrastructure, provision of basic amenities and other development activities. For example, the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation collects property tax from the citizens and uses the revenue generated for various development projects in the city. Regarding urban planning, Urban local bodies are responsible for planning and implementing development projects in their respective regions. They prepare a comprehensive development plan and allocate resources accordingly. They also coordinate with the state government and other agencies to ensure that the projects are implemented effectively. For example, Pune Municipal Corporation has developed a comprehensive development plan that includes the development of smart cities, water supply projects and other infrastructure projects. So, local governments play a crucial role in planning and development of their respective areas. The planning function of local government is generally divided into two aspects. Number one, development planning, other one is spatial planning. So, development planning involves the formulation and implementation of the policies and strategies for the economic, social development of the urban area. Whereas, spatial planning on the other hand deals with the physical development of the area, including land use, zoning, transportation planning and environmental plan. So, local governments prepare development plans such as annual plans, 5-year plans, master plans to ensure the efficient use of resources and sustainable development. These plans take into account the local conditions, resources and priorities of the area. Local government also prepare spatial plans such as land use plans as town planning schemes, development plans to regulate the use of land use and ensure orderly and sustainable development, etc. For instance, the Karnataka State Town and Country Planning Act 1961 empowers their local governments to prepare and implement development plans, town planning schemes and zoning regulations to regulate the land use and ensure planned development. Similarly, in the state of Tamil Nadu, Town and Country Planning Act 1971 provides for the preparation of master plans, town planning schemes and development plans to regulate the use of land and ensure sustainable development in the state. Some of the schemes related to these urban local government and its functions. Local governments implement the various schemes to provide basic amenities and services to the citizens. They implement schemes related to health, education, sanitation, housing. They also provide financial assistance to the needy and vulnerable section of society. For example, Government of Tamil Nadu has implemented a scheme called Amma Unavakam to provide affordable meals to the poor and needy. So, let us discuss about some of the schemes which are currently in operations by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. So, National Mission on Sustainable Habitat 21 to 2030. So, this particular mission aims at promoting low carbon urban growth towards reducing CHG emissions intensity for achieving India's NDC and builds resilience of cities to climate change impacts and strengthening their capacities to bounce back better from climate related extreme events and disaster risks. So, sustainable habitat is nothing but an approach towards a balanced and sustainable development of the ecosystem of habitat which offers adequate shelter with basic services, infrastructure, livelihood opportunities, etc. We also have a scheme called Affordable Rental Housing Complexes for Urban Migrants and Poor. So, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has initiated this scheme as a sub-scheme under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Urban aims to provide ease of living to urban migrants, poor in industrial sector as well as in non-formal urban economy to get access to dignified affordable rental housing close to their workplace. From this picture you will get to see the outcomes of this particular mission aims at offering decent living environment for urban migrants and poor, sustained workforce and increased productivity, economically productive use of government funded vacant houses, strengthening of municipal finances, promoting new investment and opportunity and entrepreneurship, and lastly effective utilizations of these vacant land by private public entities. Smart City Mission. So, Government of India has launched a Smart City Mission on 25th June 2015. The objective is to promote and sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens. Some of the core infrastructure elements covered under this Smart City Mission are adequate water supply, assured electricity, sanitation including solid waste management, efficient urban mobility and public transport, affordable housing especially for the poor, robust IT connectivity and digitalization, good governance especially e-governance and citizenship participation, sustainable development and safety and security citizens. Smart city mission also has certain strategic components such as city improvement, city renewal, city extension, what we call it as retrofitting, redevelopment and greenfield development, and also along with pan city initiatives in which smart solutions are applied, which covers the larger part of the city. Followed by we have Atal mission for regeneration and urban transformation, what we call it in short Amrut. So, this particular mission is aimed to provide basic civic amenities like water supply, sewage, urban transport, etc. For the welfare of the urban people. And Swachh Bharat mission urban, launched on October 2014, aims at making urban India free from open defecation and achieving 100% scientific management of municipal solid waste. Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana, what we call it in short HRIDE. So, the National Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana, a central sector scheme of Government of India, was launched in 2015 with the aim of bringing together the urban planning, economic growth and heritage conservation in an inclusive manner and with objective of preserving the heritage character of the city. Urban transport wing of Ministry of Urban Development is the nodal division for coordination, appraisal and approval of urban transport matters, including metro rail projects at the central level. And we also have Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, housing for all. This mission is implemented during the period 2015 to 22 and provides central assistance to urban local bodies and other implementing agencies throughout the states and union territories for rehabilitation of existing slum dwellers, credit linked subsidy, affordable housing in partnership, and lastly subsidy for beneficiary led individual house constructions. And we also have National Urban Livelihood Mission, launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, Government of India in 2013 by replacing the existing Swarna Jayanti Saharika Rausri Yojana to focus more on organizing urban poor in their strong grassroots levels as an institution. And lastly, we have Northeastern Region Urban Development Program. This particular program has been aimed to offer financial assistance along with Asian Development Bank for about 70% of the cost as loan to the Government of India. This particular scheme has been implemented in capital cities of 5 northeastern states to look after the welfare measures of these region people. Based on whatever we have discussed so far, let us check your understanding. Which of the following about the Article 243W in the Constitution of India is correct? Your options are election of municipalities, reservation of seats, powers, authority and responsibilities of municipalities, and disqualifications of membership. Your answer is powers, authority and responsibility of municipalities. So, to summarize, we have learned about the local governments and its functional items, and we understood the local government plays a significant role in the development of rural and urban regions. They undertake various functions and responsibilities to provide better living conditions for the citizens. So, the effective implementation of these functions can result the overall development of the region and improve the quality of life of the people as well as the country. Thank you.